this is it. This is the teaser gallery my clients received one day after the wedding. A 3-day massive Indian wedding in Tuscany. Me and my second shooter were working 15 hours per day here, but also we had a little break in the middle of the day of each day, and this was actually my second time ever managing to fit a quick nap on the wedding day, and oh boy, this should be written in my contract. But coming back to the wedding, the next day after the wedding, I flew back home, I opened my laptop, I ingested my memory cards, picked my selection, and created this gallery to share with both my clients and the wedding planners. And in this video, I want to touch on a few things. First, the importance of sneak peeks delivered the next day, the very next day. I'm very opinionated on this, but also I'll show you my exact workflow, how I deliver my teaser galleries super fast, and the tools I use. So if you want to see how I manage this after each wedding and still stay sane, keep watching. If you're new around here, my name is Magic. I'm a destination wedding photographer, and on this channel, I'm talking cameras, lenses, and weddings. So if you're into any of this, consider subscribing. First of all, yep, the next day teaser is a must for me. I want my clients to post my awesome photos the very next day after the wedding, and not some shitty phone photos taken by a guest literally standing next to me while I'm posing the couple. There is nothing worse than this, and I've had this happen before. It's a huge missed opportunity for exposure. Why? Because it's the next day when everyone is the most excited about the wedding, and by delivering sneak peeks, you simply capitalize on that excitement. Also, your couple is going to love you 100% more when you deliver a sneak peek the next day. And if the set is, more than just, let's say, 5 photos, they'll be happy for a bit and probably won't be nudging you every few days or weeks asking where's our gallery. So these, in my opinion, are massive benefits. First, marketing opportunity through the reach when they post the photos. Also, word of mouth opportunity because they absolutely love you. And also, networking opportunity because you're immediately sharing the gallery with vendors who are also excited and are going to post these photos as well. So a huge opportunity to, for extra reach. So what's my process? I'm actually really straightforward, but I feel like every time I talk about my workflows, people get really excited. So yeah, let's get into this. So first thing, ingesting and backupping the cards. So I copy all the files to my local hard drive, which is my working SSD on my MacBook. So I use MacBook as my main machine, and it has the fastest drive inside of it. So this is the drive that I'm using. I do it manually, so I'm copying the folders manually these days. I have my folder structure and I just copy the folders from my memory cards. Because these weddings can be huge. My recent one was over 600 gigabytes, so I absolutely love using the fastest cards for my cameras. That's why I use CF Express Type A cards, so either these new Nova Chips cards or the OWC cards or Engelberg cards. I also have these new ones from Cheap Fancier that I'm going to be testing this week, and one of them is in this camera that is currently recording. So there's like tons of new cards coming to the market. These cards are becoming less and less expensive. So for me, it's just huge to be able to be done with the process of copying the photos as fast as possible. So long story short, I just need top reading speeds so it doesn't take ages. And because these memory cards are huge capacity, so the Nova chips are 1.6 terabytes, the Chip Fancy are a half terabyte, I do not format them before I deliver the wedding. So this card, for example, this one, have like 3 weddings on it. So that's like kind of one form of the backup for me. The next form of backup is going to be copying everything to my NAS server. So at this point, I will have 3 copies of everything. Original memory card, my internal SSD on my MacBook, and then my NAS. Then I simply open the photos in PhotoMechanic and start selecting images. So my criteria for sneak peek selection are actually different depending on the wedding. If it's a, let's say, regular Western wedding, so one-day wedding, getting ready, ceremony, portraits, reception, the most straightforward type of wedding. Then I go with a storytelling approach. So I'm going to choose photos that create a storyline. Let's say a few photos of scene setting, then some details, then bride getting ready, groom getting ready, a few group photos, ceremony, some portraits, and some party photos probably. Basically highlights from the day. I usually choose only from my photos, not my second shooters, because I remember what I've shot, so it's simply faster to choose from it. Unless my second shooter covered something I didn't, like maybe groom prep, then I'll check their set too. And that full sneak peek selection is usually between 70 to 100 photos. So it's quite big. I do the selection really fast. I just look at the grid view and pick images. So again, that's why it's faster to do it right after the wedding, because you still remember shots you've taken, and it's going to be even easier by looking at the grid, being like, oh, this was a great shot. This was a great shot. Oh, this is a great portrait. Boom. For multi-day weddings like this Indian one in Tuscany, my approach is a bit different because it's really hard to keep any clear storyline with multiple days, multiple outfits, multiple getting readies, and multiple parties and ceremonies while selecting just 1-2 photos from each part of the day. So instead of that, I'm going to focus on the vibe. So I select maybe 20-30 images per day, covering all these important parts that I mentioned, but then in the gallery, instead of, chronologically setting them up and making a story, I will sort them randomly so it doesn't feel like there's a missing story. Just to show you difference, here's a sneak peek from a single day in Western wedding. You can see a storytelling part, at least I hope you do. And now this gallery where vibe is what I go for. So randomly, sorted photos with all the different outfits, locations, and moments. I find this works much better for sneak peek. Okay, but after I make this selection, so I selected these images in PhotoMechanic, I will move these files to another folder that I'm going to call raw pics. So this is what I import into my main Lightroom catalog. That catalog includes all of my weddings and personal photos because I am a one catalog person. We can talk about that later, but today I'm not gonna, go deep on that. So upon importing, I create smart previews and I don't use any other previews. So I click just embedded and sidecar for the library module previews. I also do not apply my preset during the import because I will use Imagen AI to apply the edit automatically with correct exposure, white balance, straightening the images, and so on. And I like seeing images going from raw to edited by Imagen. So the next step, I right-click on that folder in Lightroom and I export this as a separate Lightroom catalog. Why? Because Imagen works with Lightroom catalogs, and having a separate one makes the process easier for me. This way, I don't have to close my main Lightroom. It's constantly open, and I don't need to select or filter anything in the Imagen app because I want the whole catalog to be edited. So in Imagen AI, this is the tool that I use for editing my photos, I open that small catalog, I select my own profile, which by the way, is available for purchase along with my presets and editing masterclass. Links are in the description. Then I check the straightening option and upload the catalog. In literally a few minutes, these photos are edited and ready to download. Imagen adds the edits back into the same small catalog. Again, no need to close Lightroom or anything, which would be the case if it would be downloading to my main Lightroom catalog. So then I go back to my open Lightroom with my main catalog. I choose import from another catalog, select that small one, and just hit import. Now I can literally see these previews change from unedited to edited. It's just so satisfying. And after that, I still go image by image, just to tweak the final looks. I'm gonna still edit these images. Like my Imagen process is for me my pre-edit, but it usually takes me no more than 20 minutes and the teaser is done. So the last step, I'm gonna upload to the gallery and share it with clients and vendors. So for this, I use Pic-Time. You guys know it, they're sponsoring this part of the video, so I'm gonna walk you through a little bit more some of my favorite features I use for this. So first of all, Pic-Time is a very beautiful gallery system. Just look at that gallery. So what I do, I upload the photos to the scene that I call teaser. I choose the one that I want as a cover, then pick a cover style and a color that matches that photo. For this gallery, I went with this light pink. Then I sort the photos, and I'm not sure if you knew, but Pic-Time has some really cool sorting options. So for example, you can sort by colors of the rainbow, which is super fun. But for this gallery, the Indian 3-day wedding, I went with random. I want a nice, vibey teaser. Pic-Time also accepts videos, either short clips up to 90 seconds that you can insert between the photos in a scene, or longer videos if you create, highlight videos, for example, that appears as separate scenes. I absolutely love video integration because it makes my galleries feel more alive. Then I share the gallery with vendors using the vendor invitation feature. You can select what kind of photos to share. So for example, if you send it to a florist, you can include only photos with florers and so on. There's like the whole network vendor feature is amazing. In my case, it's planners, so I share everything with them. And then last but not least, I share the full gallery with my clients. This is the final product just one day after the wedding. Just look at the gallery. It looks beautiful. If you want to sign up for Pic-Time, you can do it with the link in the description. You get extra month for free if you do it. So yeah, this is exactly how I managed to deliver a sneak peek the very next day after shooting something as big as a 3-day wedding. Let me know in the comments if this workflow helps or if you have your own way of doing sneak peeks. I'm always curious to hear. And if you want to hear 5 tips how to edit your photos faster, you have to watch this video.